Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Benediction Gamer aka Pokeseps back again with another video, and today I'm going to introduce you to Team Absorb Patch. This is, as I spoke about previously, my Rain Dance team. So without further ado, let's get into looking at the team, and I hope you enjoy this one, guys. Okay, so ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, let's start by discussing the team. So let's start off with nicknaming this one Dancers just for now. We'll come up with a slightly better name. You'll probably see it in the title when I actually title the video. But yeah, so just get into it. So tend to be what I'll lead with would be Pelipper and Pachirisu. Pelipper because we want to get the Rain Dance up immediately. Then Pachirisu because it offers good coverage if we can get Thunder in on an enemy. If it's going to be an effective move, then it's going to do good damage, or super effective, then that should hopefully kill an enemy. Or alternatively, we're going to get a Nuzzle in there to cut their speed in half for the next turn, or a Super Fang in there to try and cut their health in half for the next Pokemon that I'm going to bring in, because most of the time with Pelipper I'm just going to be looking to do a U-turn, or I'm just going to offer him up as bait, because I say he's just there to set the Rain Dance initially. Really, that's his key role. So then, what the beauty of this and why it's called the Absorb Patch team, and actually that's the name, guys. Shouldn't have called it Dancers, it's Absorb Patch, because it's Rain Dance I called it Dancers for now. But yeah, so then we'll bring in the Wattrel, and because I'm running both Volt Absorb on both the Wattrel and the Pachirisu, when both of them perform the move Discharge, they'll both heal each other whilst doing damage to both the enemies at the same time, so it is quite effective, especially if we outspeed the enemy. We can at least take, if we can take one of them down each turn, so we're only taking one damage off one enemy, then we have a good chance of surviving and healing each other up between turns, and surviving a good percentage of the game. And then, because it's a Rain Dance team, brought Vaporeon for now. Looking at this, I think actually this is actually slightly wrong, because I'm not running Assault Vest on the Vaporeon anymore. All those moves, I slightly changed it. So I'm going to have to re-update that one. But yeah, so Sweepers, mainly Gengar, I like him for the pace, offers good move set. Nasty Plot we can use to boost attack if need be, but in this team we're not really running it so much. Sludge Bomb, Shadow Ball and Dazzling Gleam, so again he can hit two enemies at the same time if needs be, which is always good. Cinderace, obviously this one I caught from the raid, running wide lens on him so that hopefully he always hit his Pyro Ball and his high jump kick. Again, we've got Swords Dance to boost if we can, but it's a Rain Dance team again, so we're not really doing it. And then final move, Iron Head, to protect against some of the things that can be super effective against him. And then last one round up the team, yeah, say Vaporeon, but I'll have to update that moveset because I've got the wrong one loaded in at the moment. But yeah, that's the team so far. I'm going to go ahead and get into the gameplay. What you're going to see is one like full game and a short quick game where I trash some opponent. So I hope you enjoy these ones, guys, and as always, keep it holy. And okay, ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, jumping into the gameplay now. So we're loading into the first game and looking at the team we're up against. So they've got a Tatsugiri and Dondozo, so that's probably the strategy I'm thinking they're going to open up with. It's what we're going to be playing against mostly this game. You can see a Masquerada, Golden Go, Volcarona and an Excalibur. So definitely, in the words of Hillary Clinton, I say in the words of Hillary Clinton, I've now forgot the quote, collection of deplorables, that's the one, isn't it? So yeah, definitely a collection of Scarlet and Violet's most deplorable Pokemon. I'm sick of playing Golden Go in competitive. It's just like the thing does make it rain far too powerful, man. But yeah, so loading into the first game now. So we see they're setting up with Masquerade and Golden Girl. Wasn't necessarily expecting that, but yeah, I've gone for the Pachirisu and Pelipper start, which, as I say, this is probably my normal start. So say we've got our Rain Dance in, beautiful. So we getting bonus accuracy on our Thunder and a Hurricane. So I'm thinking here, yeah, let's go for a Hurricane onto the Meowscarada. And then I've gone for, I believe I go for a Nuzzle onto Golden Go because I'm a little bit scared of it, and I just want to cut its speed down so that at least if it wipes out these two Pokemon, my next two sweepers can come and should be able to deal with it. But then it did also occur to me after I've made the play that he's probably sashed the Masquerada, and I should have actually doubled up into the Masquerada. But either way, I think this was a viable play. We've cut the speed on the Golden Go, so I don't think it's so much of an issue on the next turn. And then we will also see, I think, so yeah, so this I find a very strange play. Particularly strange, so he's now giving me choice specs and he's taking the damp rock. Yeah, like, for me it's done him a disservice and benefited me, so I'm not sure about that play. So at this point, yeah, I think let's get a Super Fang in, because I think it's probably going to do the most damage. Although, yeah, I then decided upon against it, let's do a Thunder, because perhaps we're going to get a little bit more damage in due to the rain. But as we can see, it did about the same amount of damage as the Super Fang would have done, so not the greatest play. U-turn, I definitely should have doubled up in the Golden Go, but wasn't playing smart enough. So yeah, take the Rock Gem. I managed to survive that one, which is very nice. So at this point, I think, yeah, I'm probably going to go for the U-turn again. So we're sticking the U-turn into Masquerada, and then I think at this point, I'm believing I'm going to go for a Discharge, because I think to myself that Pelipper should outspeed Pachirisu, so at that point it should be off the field. If I could bring my Nurse.Wattrel onto the field, then I'm not going to do any damage to my ally. I should be able to knock out the Masquerada and, as we see, do a reasonable bit of chip damage on the Golden Go, so that I should be able to knock it out next turn. But either way, Pelipper served its purpose. As I say, it was only in there really to set up the Rain Dance and then potentially do a little bit of chip damage, and it's definitely done that, so fair play, thank you for your service, Pelipper. So now he's bringing in the Dondozo. I think to myself, yeah, well, this is nice. I've got two lightning Pokemon, we could be putting in some damage here. So I'm thinking, yeah, okay, let's go for a double Discharge. If he's quicker than me at any point, and doesn't knock out either of my Pokemon, then we should be able to get a little bit of healing in there as well. So that's the beauty. So now we've got it in there, the Absorb patch together, the two Chuckle Brothers. To me, to you, to me, to you. Shout out to everyone that gets that reference. If you don't, you're too young, or just not British. But yeah, so we see he's terrestrialized into Dragon type, which could be a slight bit of an issue for us. I mean, we're still going to be doing reasonable damage. I don't think he's going to be causing too much to us now that I don't think he gives him an offensive bonus, slight defensive boost, but it's a fence that I'm worried about. I know that he's going to be bringing Tatsugiri into the field now, and he's going to be getting a speed boost, which is going to be an issue for me. But luckily, as we see, we've managed to get a paralyzation on him, so we've cut the speed in half already. It's fantastic. So he's going to get his boost. We should still remain quicker than him. He's got a substitute in there, but to me that's not an issue. But as we'll see now, it's quite a good setup he's got going on now, but it can't compete with this team once I manage to get my setup in properly as well. So he can get as many boosts as he wants, but he can't do enough damage that I can heal up and also put out a reasonable bit of chip onto him as well. But we will see that, yeah, he will run several protects in order to try and recover some health using the leftovers. But it's all in vain, it's all in vain. For Lieutenant Zebs and his Lieutenant Watt is coming for you. That'll be my question of the day, guys. Because Lieutenant Watt was, inspired, the name is after Lieutenant Surge, I will ask you who's your favourite gym leader of Scarlet and Violet. So, for me, I did enjoy very much doing the Ice Gym. Be interested to know who your favourite gym was, and potentially who your favourite gym trainer is. So as you see, he's managed to protect himself. I've gone for the Hurricane to try and destroy the substitute, and then a Super Fang so I can get his health down half, and then I think I should be able to kill him in the next turn. I thought he's protected, so he stalled out. He's trying to get enough health in so that he can get damage out. Obviously I'm going to go for the exact same play, hoping that he's not going to be able to get a double protect in. And hopefully, yeah, as I say, I'm hoping that the Hurricane was going to destroy the substitute, and as you see, we've managed to do that, so that's beautiful. When I set up on Pachirisu, I'll be honest with you, I've actually forgot to move yet. It was Super Fang I went for, so we're taking his health down to half. He comes in with a Wave Crash, which is potentially a bit foolish on his behalf, because he is going to lose a lot of health at this point. I think going for a recall move was not the play. He should have tried to chip out the enemies by using a different move first, getting it down to 1 or 2 remaining, then he could have potentially gone for the Wave Crashes to finish enemies off, but I wouldn't have gone for it with 3 remaining. As we see, we're coming with a final sweeper Cinderace, and I believe at this point I'm feeling fairly comfortable. I think I've got the game won. I know I've just got to get rid of this Dondozo, and job should be a good one. I don't think his Tatsugiri is going to offer too much damage against me. I'm slightly worried that it potentially had a move, for instance like Muddy Water, which could potentially do enough damage to knock out both of my Pokemon. But we'll see what he comes up with, and whether he's got the EVs built into the Pokemon right to be able to produce enough damage. So again, stalling out with the protect, go for the leftovers. It's about the only strat he's got going for him at the moment. I think that's the issue with this Dondozo team, is that realistically, unless you're running a Flamigo, it doesn't seem to be that cohesive if you're just running the 2 Pokemon. Because as well as getting this stat boost, I mean, it's based on the mission. If you're only hitting 1 opponent at a time, you can only wipe 1 Pokemon at a time, and if it can do enough damage to you, then that is that. For instance, had I not got the Paralyze on him off the 2 discharges, I would have gone for another onto it. And then at that point the speed was somewhat be counteracted, so at that point I would feel the game was won, because I knew that my sweepers should be able to speed it, and that would be the way. So we can see victory for the Reynards team. Come on team, absorb patch. So I hope you enjoyed that. That was the first game, guys, and now we're going to go into a quick game where you'll see that the ability. So we started off a little bit differently with this one. I should mention, I started off with, I believe, a Thunder onto Masquerada. We missed that turn, and I believe he's Torch Songed as well on the what is it? It's a Croco something. We call it Crocodilian. So let's bring out Garganacl now. This I feel this could be a slight issue for me. I know he's going to be coming in most likely with a Salt Cure onto the Vaporeon, which over time is going to do a reasonable bit of damage. But I'm fairly comfortable because I know I've got a reasonable bit of backup in the wings. We've got our Nurse.Wattrel waiting, and I'm trying to remember the other sweep I ran in this team. It may have been Gengar, or may be revealed, guys. So we've taken an Earthquake there, reasonable damage onto the Pachirisu, but absolutely nothing onto Vaporeon, leader of the French Resistance. So yeah, as I said previously, was running Hydro Pump on Vaporeon, but I had a game where I missed 4 attacks in a row, and at that point I thought, you know what, we're suffering, we're going to back off the damage and take Water Pulse. It also gives us the chance of going for a Confusion, which is also very nice. But yeah, I mean, let me know what you guys think. Do you think Hydro Pump is the option to go for, perhaps running with a different item, something to boost accuracy? Or do you think it's better go for the lower power move like Water Pulse with the option for the status effect? Because obviously Hydro Pump there would have killed Garganical, whereas the Water Pulse has him where I forget the 2 moves. It's allowed him to get a Soul Cure off, which I say over time, if it perhaps opened up with the Garganical, we'd see the Vaporeon would be dead within 3 turns. So that can be an issue, which I definitely encountered in one of my previous games. So I'm debating which to switch into to finish off the game. Do I go for Pelipper or do I go for Lieutenant Watt? Because that is the issue with the Nurse.Wattrel as I've got it set up at the moment. It's only mainly effective when I've got Pachirisu on the field because they both pair together, because outside of like Discharge he doesn't really have an electric move unless I have to sort him off the field, which you don't want to do obviously every turn. Hurricane actually can be an issue. And I'm trying to remember the 4th move, obviously got a boost in the so yeah, quick little game just to finish, so you can see even starting off with a different setup with a Pachirisu Vaporeon, we're still able to achieve a victory. But guys, I hope you really enjoyed this one. I say this is my Rain Dance team, Team Absorb patch. If you check into the description, you should see the rental code. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this one. I've been Benediction Gamer, aka PokeZeps. Catch you in the next one. Keep it holy, guys.